Hi, good evening all. Well, the Sabres lose a nail biter today. Let's take a look at this. Good Lord. Oh, jeez. Well, guys, sorry about the pregame. I would have got a lot more hits with that video than I'm going to get with this one. Yeah, guys, I was out and about and there was no way I could get home. So I apologize, guys, for no pregame. I know that's out of character. I was thinking to make it the night before too, but I didn't even have time last night. I've been busy as hell lately. So here's the postgame. You know, what can I do? What can I tell you? The boys got a good splash of reality today. I want to talk about this. I want to look at the playoff race. A few things I want to talk about. So we'll look at the numbers very quickly. We're not going to discuss this for very long. Let's take a look at it. And Flames outshoot us 40-23. Face-offs were dead even. Both of us 1 for 3 in the power play. And the hits, folks, the hits. 25-8 for Calgary. And this game was dictated a lot by physical play, I thought. The blocks were 22-11 and the giveaways just 4-3. For Calgary had 4, we had 3. Shots on goal. First period, 11-3. I missed the first, guys. I completely missed the first period. Shout out to Jim for keeping me posted when it was 2-0 Buffalo. I was excited to hear, but when I seen the shots, I got in at the right around late intermission, and it was 11-3, and then we seen what happened in the second, 23-6. And yes, that dictates how the play went. It felt worse, actually. And then in the third period, the Sabres outshot them 14-6. Didn't make much of a difference. Really, really didn't. I thought maybe, and I expected the Sabres to do that in the third, actually. All right, keep going. Scoring. There's the first period. Tage gets a blast on the power play from Dahlin and Cousins. And then Middlestat gets his 8th from Olsen and Jost. 2-0 Buffalo after the first. Second period and third period, I'll show you right there. I'm not even going to get into it, guys. You see it. You get the picture. My goodness. Now, playoff race. Sabres now are 56 points. We're 5 points out of the wild card. Even games play with Pittsburgh. But take a look at Washington, folks. We're right in it with Washington. We're 3 games in hand on them and 6 points behind them. So we're in it. We're in this thing. No doubt. And I really look at the games over 500 because if you look at the Islanders and Florida in front of us, we got 5 games in hand. We got 3 games in hand. You know, and right now, as we're speaking, Colorado is beating Florida with 5 minutes left in the third. So I hope they hang on there and beat Florida. So that's the playoff race as it stands right now. The Sabres have fallen now from these 2 losses. And they are 5 points out of a wild card spot at the moment. Let's look at the schedule, guys. I want to talk about this. All right. We're on a west trip. We're in LA, Anaheim, San Jose. That's our last west swing of the year. And yeah, that is going to be probably tough games. But you know what? Guys, I can go over and over about this and harp on the hitting, and I can harp about the home thing. I think it's obvious those are 2 things killing us right now. So I'm welcoming 5 of the next 6 on the road. I just am, you know. And then we are at home against Toronto. I'm sure the boys will be up for that game. And then we're in Tampa Bay and in Florida. So those back-to-backs, for me, might make or break our playoff chances right there. That might be it right there. Then we got Washington at home. Another game, another big one. And Columbus, a must-win. So I figure, guys, okay, in these 8 games, we got to win 5 of them. Yeah, I figure 5. If we can win 5 of these games, we will keep the Heat into the playoff hunt. We will keep it going. If we go and lose 6 out of these 8, you know, we might put ourselves in a hole we just can't get out of. So we shall see. We'll see what they do. But yeah, I missed the first period, folks. So I got to watch Calgary score 7 goals. This is what I rushed home to. You know? And I seen the blast by Tage. I seen the replay. The typical goal. But what's alarming is I believe Tage only had one shot in the game, right? Unless I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure he did. That's alarming. Tage is slowed down, and people say, "Oh, they're covering him better." Come on, Stars find ways. No, there's no excuse. So Stars find ways. Yeah, he had one shot on goal. No shots, even strength for Tage. These guys, they came in here and they played their game. I mean, when I seen we only had 3 shots in the first, that was alarming, And then the shots were something like 32-6 or something at some point. It was something like that. It was crazy. And then anyway, it just a lesson learned for the kids, man. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to win every game. I get that. But folks, we got to do something about our home. We're 3 games under 500 at home. We're not going to make the playoffs doing that. They're not. They can't keep, in my opinion, they just can't keep this road thing going forever. At some point, you've got to kick in at home. You've got to kick in your home games. And this thing about 8 hits in a game where they're just really laughing at us in this game and we're not even hitting them. What do you want me to say, guys, as a Sabres fan? That it's okay? We're in the soft era? No, I don't buy into it. I never will. Okay, I'm a hockey player. I at heart still, not anymore, but at heart, you play a hard physical game. When you're out there playing, you don't just la-di-da, and try to look pretty. Like, get physical, boys. Jeez, do something. Like, if you're being embarrassed in your home ice, take a stand. This is why we need an enforcer. Seriously. I mean, I see a game like this, I get disgusted. I do. It was a disaster to watch, guys. A disaster to watch. I mean, I'll tell you one thing. Here's what I honestly believe, though. This is easy to bounce back from. That's the good news about today, guys. As much as this stings and as embarrassing as it is, this is easy to bounce back from and win. But if you lose a game 2-1, it's harder to bounce back. It's harder emotionally to bounce back from that because it's still ringing in your head, that loss. Whereas this, you just wipe it and say, oh my God, we were just, what a joke today, the way we played that one. We couldn't play any worse, that kind of thing. What did Granato say? Something like they couldn't find their rhythm or something? Good Lord, Granato, say the truth. They got murdered. They got hammered. They got embarrassed. They got out-hit, out-skated, everything, every facet of the game, out-goaltended. Call it what you want. When you lose a game that easy and you're being outshot on your home ice 32-6 at a certain point of the game that you were winning 2-0. You found a way in the first period to grab a 2-0 lead, and you still are getting destroyed like that. This is a team that we shut them out on their home ice last year. You guys might remember. We beat them earlier this year in Calgary. I mean, they played good. It was because of Comrie's goaltending, and I'm not jumping on UPL. None of this is UPL. Okay, this is a lack of physical play today. This is what this is. What I seen in those guys, at some point, you got to stand up and be a man, okay? You got to stand up and be a man and not be a wimp. The kids are still wimps. I hate to say it, but they are. They're still wusses when it comes to playing tough hockey. The Sabres aren't a finesse team only. Historically speaking, we had both when we had our great teams. We had finesse and toughness. We gotta have both to be successful. I believe it in my heart, guys. I just do. I can't get it out of my head. I can't. I refuse to give in and say, oh, well, that's the way hockey's played now. No. Anybody that says that never played competitive hockey. They just didn't. They never got in fights in hockey. They never got their face smashed in the boards. They just didn't. They're just fans that, want to sit in their armchairs and say, oh, it's okay that we don't hit no more. And it's the dumbest thing. Because right now, this is what's killing this team. Okay, this team did not come out physically prepared for this game. They just didn't. When I looked at this game and I watched and I seen this team scores 4 straight unanswered goals on us and we're not hitting them. How do you think that makes me feel as a fan, guys? It's embarrassing, humiliating. We are too good for that. This team now is too good for that. This team last year, okay, at this time last year would have killed this team today. They would have. But I know like this is becoming a rant because I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off. When you lose a game like that, and you know, it's not like the Carolina game, guys, that we're just coming off it. We're really not, right? We got beaten up in that game too. But we're not really coming off a game where they did what Calgary did to us. Yeah, they beat us pretty easy, kind of, right? But it wasn't like they were hitting us and we weren't hitting back. That drives me crazy. So, you know, anyway, I'm ticked off because I can't believe in a game like this when they're humiliating us on our home ice in front of our fans who they're trying to win back. You know, I seen one hit by Lyubushkin and I seen the crowd all jump on their feet early in that game. It was 2-0 Buffalo it was in the second, of course, yeah. And Lyubushkin throws a hit, okay? And the fans were cheering. The fans like energy. They're a smart fan base out there, so they know what's going on. We need to get this team. They can't do this 8 hits a night thing, guys. The playoffs are going to disintegrate in front of our eyes, okay? Yeah, this is a damn rant at this point. It will disintegrate. The playoff hopes will just disintegrate right before our eyes inside of 3 weeks. Gone. The whole season. If we don't start playing tougher. They're going to have to get tougher. And the truth is, folks, I don't think Granato's that type of coach. I just don't. I don't think he's going to tell them they have to play physical. And it kills me. It kills me because I watch a team like Philadelphia, okay, who went from here up to here now in hitting this year, and they're successful with a team that really is supposed to be a bottom feeder all year in the league, and they could sneak into the wild card when it's all said and done. The Sabres can't just outscore teams and get in the playoffs. They have to play a 60-minute brand of hockey. Hockey is not one-dimensional. I wish Granato would get this in his head, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I'm frustrated. I am. And it's not because of the beating. It's because of the lack of physical play in the beating. That ticks me off. Ticks me off a lot. Like if the Sabres would have went at them physically and lost, I'd be good right now. I would be. Because at least then we took a stand and had some pride and went at them. But this thing about laying back and being soft, it drives me crazy, guys. It drives me nuts. You know? But look, we'll see on the road trip what they do. They're better on the road. The truth is, guys, they're shit at home. They're a garbage home team. Plain and simple. I'll just put it out there. They're shit at home. Until they fix that, we're going to be frustrated. It's like I don't look forward to home games anymore. I don't. When they're playing in Buffalo, I worry. You know, when they're playing on the road, I'm much more confident because I know on the road, for some reason, they're just better. You know, and they can't wake up at home. And it drives me nuts. Drives me crazy as a fan. It's like, what do you guys need to do to wake up? You know, they need a guy, I hate to say it, they need a guy like Tortorella behind the bench on them. Yelling at them, screaming at them, saying, get out there and finish your hits. Like, that's what they need. Not Granato looking like a professor watching the game. This is where I see Granato as an assistant coach and not a head coach, a game like today. That team should have been throwing the body at that team. I don't care if they're going to lose 7-2, 10-2, but make sure they pay the price when they're in the dressing room after. Make sure. And if you're not going to do that, what, you know, God, I wasn't expecting to rant, but I'm angry. You know, I'm ticked off. And I love this team, but I don't love the brand of hockey they play. It's soft and embarrassing, okay? Yes, it's pretty when they score goals, guys, but what we seen today, okay, What we seen today was a team coming in and playing a playoff game against us playing a regular season game. That's what we seen today in that game. That's what I seen in the 2 periods I watched. That's what I seen. I seen them play desperate, physical, aggressive. And I seen us trying to la-di-da. It's never going to work. Ever. It'll never work. Not like that. No. We got to get more physical. This is the video of the year when it comes to, I think I'm harping the most on it because it really, really ticked me off today, guys. All right, I'm going to drop this because I'm ranting too much. I'm upset. And it's a game like this just frustrates me when I see, it's like we were in a fight and instead of punching back, we're just going like this, saying, please stop, please stop. That's how it felt for me. That's how it felt for me, guys. All right. Done. Okay, done. I don't want to ruin your nights, guys, with me ranting, but God damn it, man. Come on. You know, come on, Granado. Get in front of the camera and say, we got to pick up our game physically. Please. He never talks about it. It's annoying. You know, it's not so much the loss, guys. It's how we played in the loss. You get what I'm saying? It's important you get what I'm pissed off about. I'm not pissed off we lost 7-2. That doesn't bother me. I'd rather lose 7-2. You guys have heard me say this 100 times. I'd rather lose 7-2 than lose 2-1. I would, because I know they're going to kick back the next game. They're going to play good next game, Buffalo. They will. There's no long layoff now. They'll be okay. I'm sure they'll show up. But, you know, when you get smacked around and embarrassed on your home ice like that, and you don't have any fight back, it's humiliating because what would have this team done today, guys? Think about this, against a physical Boston Bruins team in the playoffs, if we're going to play like we did today physically in that series. You think about that tonight. Those anti-hit fans, the fans that think hitting's not important. It's important. Become a hockey player. Get out there, get your head taken off, then come back and say, you know what, you're right. Maybe I should have had my, you know, like, yeah. Like, you've got to understand this from my point of view, guys, is it drives me crazy. I'm watching them and I'm watching for something to happen. Nothing happens. I just want the clock to tick down. And I feel bad for any goalie in our nets. Doesn't matter UPL or not. Any goalie doesn't deserve a team that's not scary in front of them. We've got to get more scary. I'm ranting, I'm getting off this video. You guys will probably think I lost my mind or I'm on a drunk or something. I'm not, I'm just ticked off. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video. I'll get some normal videos up again. I'm sure I'll have time tomorrow. For tonight, I just got this one, so I'll see you then, guys. Take it easy.